What's up, guys? Welcome back. I'm telling you guys that I am dedicated to this, so I'm not going anywhere, okay? So if you've been listening to my channel, if you've been following my channel, keep on listening, bro. I'm gonna keep giving gems. I'm gonna make sure that you win, make sure that you succeed. In today's video, I want to talk about 3 mistakes that you could be making in your land flipping business, or even just in wholesaling overall, you know, because they're very identical across the boards, like houses, land, apartments, they're all identical, right? So here are 3 mistakes, and I have it written down on my phone. If you see me looking down, that's what I'm doing. But here are 3 mistakes that I believe that you're making in your land business. And the way that I believe you're making this is because I have been making the same mistake as well. I've done this before. I've been where you are before. So I guess I can actually talk about it. Let's get into it. The first mistake, the very first mistake that you're making right now is you're not doing anything, okay? You're not doing anything. You are continuously watching videos. You are continuously trying to educate yourself. You are continuously trying to make sure that you have the perfect everything, the perfect setup, all of that, you know, the perfect LLC, that you have the perfect, you know, name, that, you know, you have the perfect contract, that you want to make sure that everything is perfect. Realistically, guys, not everything has to be perfect. When I flipped my first land, I put it under my name. I didn't even have an LLC. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how motivated I was. I was like, I don't care about the LLC. I want to flip land, right? And then when I make the money, that's when I can start protecting my assets and stuff like that. So that's really when the LLC really comes in. So if you don't have an LLC right now, you really don't need it right now. The first thing that you need to do is to get a deal, right? And that actually leads me to the second mistake that I believe you're making. Not marketing enough. You're not marketing enough. So it's either you're doing nothing, right? Or when you're doing something, you're not doing enough to get the desired result that you want, right? In real estate, leads are the essence of your business. If you don't have any leads, you don't have a way to make offers. If you don't have a way to make offers, you don't have, damn, y'all hear that? It's thunder tonight. It kind of stopped me in the middle. If you don't have a way to make offers, you don't have the opportunity to get a deal. And if you don't have a deal, you're not making money. Simple as that, okay? If you really want to be straight simple, here is the game plan. Market, get leads, make offers, get contract, sell contract. That's literally the streamline, right? Without all the other nuances that comes into play, right? If you want to be just straightforward, that's literally it. So you're not marketing enough, and because you're not marketing enough, you're not getting enough leads. And since you're not getting enough leads, you're not getting to make offers. And that's really how you actually get a deal in a contract. You have to make a lot of offers, guys. You have to make like 100 a week. Let's make that a standard. You know, make it a standard to make as many offers every single day as possible. And that's really how you're gonna get a deal. First thing is, you're not doing anything. The second mistake is, when you are doing something, you're not doing enough. And the third mistake, and this is something that's gonna be pretty controversial in the land flipping business, is you're only focusing on infill lots. That is your number 1 mistake right now, because infill lots are such very few in between, and every seller know that, oh, my lot is an infill lot, so it's valuable. So they're gonna wanna ask a ridiculous price for that lot. But guess what? There are so many more options when it comes to flipping land. You can literally flip any type of land. And the fact that you're limiting yourself on only flipping to infill lots, you are leaving so much money on the table. Guess what? Most people who flip lots only make 3 to 6K per deal, okay? And that's not bad. I'm not knocking that. I get a couple deals coming my way too. But with focusing on other types of land and expand your mind, you will start to see other profit potential that you could be making $10,000, $20,000, $30,000 in one deal. right? It's gonna be really tough to make 30K in one info lot. But imagine if you're looking for acreage. If you have 5 acres and you get it for 5,000 and you can sell it for 30,000, isn't that so much more better? Like, that's really what I was thinking, especially when I started this, because I knew flipping info lots was a strategy, but I didn't like how limiting it was, right? I could only flip to certain developers, right? I could only flip to certain builders. And every time I will work with them, the next time they will want to negotiate my profit. You know, I don't want to be an employee, okay? I want to be an entrepreneur, and an entrepreneur, I want to be able to open myself up to the majority of the market. And guess what? Not everybody wants an info lot, okay? Most people who want an info lots are builders and developers, and they're always going to try to haggle you because they know that like nobody else is gonna get it. So you're gonna be kind of like stuck working just to feed them, and then they're not really looking out for you, right? So how do you change that? You go ahead and expand your mindset, expand what is possible. And with the strategy that I teach on how to flip land, you can be able to flip 5 acres, 10 acres, 20 acres easily, guys. My biggest deal was 200 acres. Okay, I sold 200 acres. Like, it's even crazy thinking about that. And actually, I regret not actually having the mindset to buy that, because bro, 200 acres does not come often. If I bought it and I held it for 2 years, I would have been a millionaire right now, right? So that's really the 3 main things I believe that you're making in your business right now. And if you are wondering, like, you might be wondering, oh man, like, how do I even sell 20 acres? How do I sell 10 acres? Like, who's the buyer for that? Guys, there's a buyer for everything. As long as this is a deal, there's gonna be a buyer for it, okay? So you don't even have to worry about that. The main thing you will have to worry about is getting the deal, right? And the only way you can get a deal is if you can make an offer. If you never make offers on 5-acre lots, and you only make offers on infill lots that are like 7 square feet, 10,000 square feet, you know, half an acre. Like, if you only focus on those, you're leaving a lot of money on the table. A lot of money on the table. This is coming from me. A lot of money on the table, okay? So stop making that mistake. If you really fix those 3 components in your land flipping business, in your land flipping journey, you will see a lot more success. So, but what does it actually entail for you to fix those? Okay, if you're not doing enough, if you're not doing anything, that's actually the easiest thing to fix, right? Because all you have to do is start doing something, right? If you are doing something but you're not doing enough, that could be a harder challenge to overcome, because there might be reasons why you're not doing enough, right? It might be because you have limited time. It might be because you don't have that much money. It might be because you kind of are scared to do more, right? That's really also a thing. Like, you're scared to do more because you're scared of the responsibilities. So there's a lot more hurdles when it comes to doing more than you could actually overcome. But if you do figure out how to overcome it, you will see a lot more success. Like, let's say, for example, you aren't doing more because you don't have more time, right? Now you have to think about, where can I get more time, right? You have to start thinking about this. And if you're looking to get more time, you can go ahead and say, okay, I'm gonna stop going out on Saturdays, and I'm gonna focus on I'm making more calls. Or I'm gonna switch my marketing strategy. Instead of cold calling, that requires a lot of time, I'm gonna do direct mail, which requires a lot more money, but now I can actually have more time to, look and analyze on deals. And so just going through these processes will help you find more time. If it's a money issue, now that's different, right? If it's a money issue, if you can't do more because doing more requires more money, then now it comes into the area where, how do you get more money? And the only way you can get more money when you're starting it, or when you're doing a side hustle, is to work more at your job. But then that takes more time. So it kind of comes into this, you're in this battle between time and money, time and money. And I would say that the way you can overcome that is find a job that you can make a lot of money and it's also kind of flexible, right? So, for example, when I started, I was a server and I would work like 5 days, 6 days out the week, but like it will only be at nighttime. So like, and I would probably make like 50 to 120 depending on the night. So that allowed me to actually be able to work during the day. But then when I switched into car sales, I was working like every single day. Like, and there'll be days where I was working 6, 8 hours, 12 hours in a day. I would work on Saturdays, I would work on Sundays. So how did I do that? It was so tough, man. It was so tough because as soon as there would be days where I'm working like 9 to 5, right? And it would be like, as soon as I get off work, I literally have to start working. So it would be, I would work on 9 to 5, and then I will come back home, and then I would come back home around like 6:30, and then I will go right into work from 6:30 to like 9. I will be working and making calls during like that period of time. And that was the only way I could actually find time, right? Because after 9, most people aren't gonna answer calls and all that stuff. So it was really tough. So you had to find that time. You have to find that time. And most people aren't in car sales. Most people are working 9 to 5. So that means that you're working Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. You get home by 6:30, let's say because of traffic. And then at that point, what do you do with your time now? Okay, if you don't have any kids, if you don't have anything else distracting you, what could you do? The only thing that you have to do is not focus. And then on Saturdays and Sundays, you have to now sacrifice those friend times and taking off times to get money. Because especially if you want to switch from your 9 to 5 to doing this full time, this is what you're going to be doing anyways. And you have to find any way you can make it happen with your current schedule. All right. So that's how I would say you can overcome the second hurdle. The third hurdle is actually the easiest to overcome. If you already focus on infill lots, I would not say eliminate infill lots, but I would say add acreages, right? So you want to just add more land. You want to not just focus on the half acres in the middle of a bustling city, but you can also focus on the land on the outskirts of the city, maybe 30 to an hour outside of the main city, right? And then that will give you more opportunity, because if you get a 5-acre parcel and you negotiate a good deal, you have a way higher chance of making 10, 15, 20,000 on that parcel, just because of the size and also because of the deal, right? So you have way more opportunity to make a big amount of money from one deal. I would say it's better to do a big deal, one big deal, than to do like 5 small ones, right? It just takes a lot of time, and it's like you have to repeat. But if you have the capacity to do both, do both. So I wouldn't even say eliminate infill lots, but I would say add on the other parcels of land or other acreages, so that you can actually be able to have the opportunity to make more. So those will be my 3 main mistakes that I have that I believe you're making, and then my 3 solutions on how you can actually change that. I'm here to give you guys free game, man. I was talking to one of my students, and he was like, yeah, man, my strategy was a lot better because it allowed him the opportunity to actually focus on other types of parcels. And I was like, damn, man, what if like other people are struggling with that as well? And that's why I made this video. If you guys have any like concerns, anything like that, any like questions about like land and stuff like that, let me know in the comments, because I will make a video about it, and I will just because if you have a question or you have a hurdle that you're facing, a lot of people are also facing that. So let me know down in the comments, and then follow my page, subscribe to my channel. You already know I'm giving you guys free game, And then I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.